I would strongly encourage all of you to sign this petition. I've already signed it. So it's to get rid of the racist slave owning statue of George Washington that was donated by the Daughters of the Confederacy, I believe, to the University of Washington. Huge affront to justice and equality everywhere to have this statue on University of Washington. I also think, frankly, that should be named. I'll leave this in the link down below. It's already over 2,800 signatures. I also emailed the president of the university, hoping that she would support this as well. And I feel like this petition doesn't get the job done, then there needs to be some direct action to topple this fucking racist slave-owning statue of George Washington. So, and like I said, I'll link this in the description box. Since 1909, sculpture of JW has been displayed at the UW Seattle campus every day since its installment. UW students, its alumni, and community members alike have to walk past the slave owner. George Washington does not deserve to be held on the pedestal, as the statues are generally seen to commemorate an influential person. This glorification of a slave owner is being done at UW Seattle campus with the disregard of its very own students. I'm currently a student at UW, and when I first saw this on campus, I was like, really? This dude's fucking trash. He's fucking trash. I'm sorry, you can't without upholding racism and white supremacy, you can't defend statues of fucking slave owners. I'm sorry, Jesus Christ, it's not that difficult. The American history that is derivative of George Washington is not glorious. This statue, and thus George Washington's idolization on the UW campus, is not only harmful to each and every black student that attends UW, but the entire Seattle campus as well. George Washington is an appalling and repulsive figure. If you need more examples of this, George Washington's teeth, although many believe that they were made solely of wood, were actually made of ivory, metal, and other human teeth from enslaved blacks. George Washington, at the age of 11, already a slave owner, having inherited 11 slaves. By the time George Washington was inaugurated as the President of America in 1789, George Washington held in bondage over 300 slaves. Over 300 fucking people he owned. That's the kind of person that UW wants to fucking glorify with this statue. Get the fuck out of here with that. I already pay way too much money to go to this fucking school. It's a historical figure that enacted on the means of using blacks for economic exploitation by the dint of slavery is not someone who deserves to be idolized, much less have a home on the UW campus. We need to address slave owners for what they are. When he was protecting American freedom, he was not protecting the freedom of the African American community. In fact, they were not even deemed human beings to him. Again, they were deemed fucking property, and we're upholding somebody who viewed black people as fucking property. Really? UW? Get that fucking thing down. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's 2020 for fuck's sake. Not to say that it should have ever been there, but I mean, come on. This is not a history that we as a nation should be proud of, nor have on a pedestal. And as fellow people of color, persons of color, UW student, this is embarrassment and offensive. I agree. As a fucking white person, I can only imagine how people of color would react to this statue. There should be no division when it comes to acknowledging the fact that George Washington, a figure who engaged in the subjugation and enslavement of blacks, should have no home here on our campus. We have this moment to reconsider who we want to idolize, and thus sign this petition, call for the immediate removal of George Washington's statue and its replacement with the Black Lives Matter fist. Boom, I love it. The renaming of George Washington Lane to George Floyd Lane in honor is now being known as George Floyd Revolution. The renaming of George Cafe to Juneteenth Cafe, I love it, in honor of African American history and the end of slavery. And with the renaming of this cafe, the removal of all insignia related to George Washington from the cafe. Boom. Acknowledgement of this issue that the black community is facing is fragmentary when more can be done from predominantly white institutionalist entities. Agreed. I'll link in this description box down below. Please sign it and share it on your forms of social media. I shared it on my Twitter, which I need to figure out how to link in my description box so I can get maybe interaction with some of y'all on there. And on my Facebook, and I had some idiots pop off. Oh, he was a founding father and blah blah blah. I don't give a shit. People that own slaves should not be fucking glorified in any shape, way, or form. We need statues of people. Black Lives Matter fist. I love that. Or statues of people who actually fought against fucking slavery because it's disgusting. I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyways, peace. Much love. Sign the petition. Share it. Share it. Please, please.